coming up on the Grandpa Joe Show.
Oh, well, what's going on today is I have a couple kayaks. We live on the lake, of course, and the kayaks, if you leave them lay in the grass, they kill the spot on the grass, and they also get all kinds of bugs in them and everything else. So I wanted to build a kayak rack. I've seen a couple around the lake. We went over by another Joe on Rock Island, and I took a picture of what he had and took a couple measurements of it to get ideas. And his is made like an A-frame, and then you build the A-frame and you set your kayaks on either side of the A-frame. Okay, well,
don't go like too in depth.
Oh,
don't go too in depth. Okay.
Okay.
That's reserved for the main show. But also coming up on the Grandpa Joe Show, we'll be talking about stuff that comes off the top of our heads. In fact, I don't think we have a sheet today, so I think there's one in the house. But anyway, we will figure that out as the Grandpa Joe Show starts right now, the 14th episode.
I remember you. You left my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember.
Welcome to the Grandpa Joe Show. If this happens to be your first time here on our corner on YouTube, or you don't want to miss another stream, click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss another one. We do them every other week and on occasions as well. Stay tuned and enjoy the show. So anyway, we'll get started on the Grandpa Joe Show right now with the kayak.
Right, yeah. So anyway, I looked at another guy's kayak stand on on Rock Island. His name's Joe also. And I took a couple measurements, and I decided his is an A-frame, basically. So it looks like an A, and that's how it supports itself. But I don't really like that because I don't have that much room to just put that A-frame thing in my yard. So I decided I'm going to make like a half A-frame and put it lean it up against the side of the house, and I'll paint it the same color as the house, and then I can set the kayaks on the rack right beside the house. And also, what I think will be nice about it is in the winter time I can put it in the garage against the wall inside there, and then just lean my kayak, or hang my kayaks right on that. So it'll be kind of dual purpose. I can just move it into the garage in the winter, and it doesn't take up that much space in the garage, and I can put it outside against the house in the summer. So that's my plan. I kind of have everything all in my head, which I do a lot, and sometimes that's not the greatest way, but that's what I'm gonna do. So we'll start measuring things up and doing it.
Where's my mouse? Oh, there's my mouse.
Alright, so what do you say, Dominic? We're going to get started?
Yeah, we are getting started right now. I've switched to the other view right now. There you go.
Okay. So what I was figuring, I kind of pre-measured a few things, and I'm using wood that I got for free. So some of it's a little bit on the bent side, but it's gonna work. And what I wanted to do was just put the one side against the house like this. Oh, and you can't set that down on the wood because I'm gonna be pulling that wood on and off and everything else.
I was putting it on there just for temporary things.
And then the next thing I was gonna do is put the other part of the support like this, okay? So one's going to go right up against the house, and the other's going to go like this. I'm a little bit limited here because there's an imaginary line right here. Well, it's not too imaginary. There's an old fence post. So actually right now we're kind of set up in Matt's yard next door, but I don't want it to come intruding into his yard. So this right here is the line that I got to follow. So anyway, I'm going to build like a half an A-frame. I don't know what you call that. A half an A-frame, I guess. And then I'm going to take some supports and go this way, and then you set the kayak right on top of there. Now the bottom support I plan on putting down kind of low, but not real low, because if you get it too low, then bugs and everything else are going to get in there more readily. So I want to keep it a little bit off the ground, and plus weed whacking and stuff. So that's my basic concept. Now, so I did have some measurements taken, and I believe it's like 32 inches from the house to where this other board goes. And then this board here, it's just going to go like that. You draw a line on it and you cut it right there. I don't know if you can see that, but so I already did cut 2 of them. It'd be a lot nicer if I had a nice miter saw type of cutting device, but I freehanded it with my circular saw and it worked out all right. So then I'll start putting it together now. So I pre-cut a couple of them, and I'll have to cut some more of them, but this is the first part of it. Here's my kayaks here, which I think I might have to drag. I got to drag something out of the way here. I'll drag this one kayak out of the way. And oh, here we go. Hopefully we're all right there. That's good. I don't know if you can even see me or what. What I do with all my screws. It's kind of a little bit difficult because it'd be a lot easier to do this in the garage, but we couldn't set up all our devices to video stuff in the garage today because some stuff doesn't work like usual.
Yeah, because our Wi-Fi, unfortunately, in the garage, it just doesn't work at all. So,
and our live streaming, it turns out that Grandpa Joe, it wasn't because of my fat thumbs the other day for live streaming at the sound.
You mean the other weekend?
Yeah, well, the other
like
weekend.
The other day.
It was something with the GoPro connections or something, and it's still not working. So, right here, it always pays to you always pre-drill your holes, as probably everybody knows. You pre-drill holes before you screw stuff together, which I'll have to be doing more of. I pre-drilled a couple.
Still.
These electric screwdrivers are a gift from heaven for anybody that works on something, let me tell you. Somehow or another, it seems like something's not right here. Hopefully I don't have that on the wrong side, but we'll find out. Now, Dominic, you might want to talk a little bit too while we do this.
Honestly, I'm trying to figure it out. I mean, I could go back in the house because there seems to be this one paper for the Grandpa Joe show.
A paper?
Yeah.
Oh.
That has the kayak plan in it, so it's probably for today's episode.
A paper that we have?
Yeah, like a piece of paper.
Oh. And anyway, I don't know how interesting this is to watch you put this together.
Yeah, but a lot of times we don't know what's going to happen, so.
That's for sure.
Trying to constantly adjust, but it's like, Grandpa keeps on moving around everywhere.
Well, I have to in order to put it together.
So I should almost probably put it on my laptop, actually. Have it kind of stabilized that way. Or no, so.
Okay. So anyway, this yeah, I did screw that up. Now I understand why didn't seem right. This has got to go the other way. As I say, it'd be a lot nicer to be inside the garage doing this than on a lawn with everything else stuck in the way. There we go. That will be better. Is anybody on live streaming?
And give me a sec. I'm just doing something.
Because it's hard to talk while you're doing this, actually.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna go right back in the house so I can get that paper I was talking about.
Okay. While he's doing that, I'll just continue on building this thing. It's actually, I think it'll turn out pretty nice when it's all said and done. Because it's, like I say, it's been a big bother for me with these kayaks. You gotta drag them around, put it there. You see them laying on people's shores and you think, oh, that sure is nice. And they are nice for paddling around on a lake. It's very enjoyable. We have one that's a double kayak that's just awesome. We love using that one more than the single kayak because you kind of just go out with another person and it flows through the water so nice. It's just like really nice, and it's good having the double power of two people on the kayak. And then if one person's a little bit tired, the other guy can take a little bit more strokes, and you're doing good. So, and the double kayak just seems like a better one that we have. Maybe it's just the type of kayak that makes it better. That one's a Pelican.
Trying to figure out where the piece of paper is because I saw it yesterday. There's a phone call.
Uh-oh, we got a phone call. Is that Ryan?
Yeah.
Answer it for me.
Yeah. Here he's on speaker.
I have a technician that's out on a job on a Sunday. So yeah, so yes indeed, and I normally work on scales, so right now we are live streaming talking about scales and kayak racks. So what do you got going, Ryan? The treads are supposed. Those are supposed to be on the top of the cell. The treads and the opening, but it doesn't matter if you go ahead. If you got it already in there upside down, just switch the signal. Just switch the signal leads. It won't hurt a thing.
Alright, that's what I did, but then it's weighman is a lot different than any other corner.
How much different? Because you maybe you got a 10K instead of a 5K or vice versa.
They were both 5Ks.
Okay, and one corner is that much off?
Yeah, well, when I switched the signal lead, just on a Leroy, it was like 230, well, it was minus 230, plus 230, plus 230, roundabout. I switched the signal leads, and then it was like positive 172, minus 226, plus 228.
You still must have a signal lead switched on one of them.
Okay, that looks a lot better.
Yeah, that would be what I think.
Switching signal leads? Oh man, that is. I don't believe this thing. Pretty cool. Yeah.
There you go, man.
I do appreciate it, man. Get back to live streaming. I'll catch you guys later.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard to do this building a kayak rack for live streaming because it's hard to talk while I'm putting stuff together. Something. Yeah. Bye.
Looks like we held on to a viewer and then it seemed to leave.
Yeah, he's probably getting bored. It's probably, I don't know, maybe it's kind of boring. I just, this is not as simple as you might think to re-put something together here. Anyway, to build a kayak rack is a little bit of a chore. I think now I got it back together. I think I figured out where I was screwing up. Right. Okay, yep, that's right. Okay, you got any special comments, Dominic?
Nope.
Not even about kayaking?
Nope.
Not even about Grandpa Joel
Nah, it's like
getting dumped in the drink? Yeah. I'll tell you, Harmony and Dominic were laughing at me, and I was pretty darn embarrassed.
well, it looks like we got an email actually.
We do.
Give me a second.
When it's all said and done, I'll draw a diagram of it with the exact measurements. Because I think it's going to work really well, actually.
Well, actually, it came from you, Grandpa. Actually.
Oh yeah, that email? Yeah, that was.
Oh yeah.
That was for me because I emailed you the picture of the other kayak.
Forgot about that.
Okay.
Here, give me a second. I'm gonna open up my email there for a sec. So this is basically what the other guy's kayak rack looks like. And if I walked around around to that the backyard, I guess you could say, you would be able to see it. Give me a second.
Okay.
So yeah.
Did we mention that we're right outside the Grandpa Joel studio?
Yes, we're actually behind that wall is where our studios are.
Yeah, that is the window for the studio. And okay, that'll hold. And here's the other side, which will hold. And when I'm done with this, maybe I'll make millions off of my design. Or not.
Yeah.
Okay, now on this thing, I'm gonna put support boards to tie the two frames together. I'm gonna put the one board. Oh, by the way, this here is the kayak shelf. The ones I just put on are the kayak shelf. Okay, so when you can just set the kayak right on that. And once again, I put it up a little bit off the ground so that you can weed whack and bugs and stuff.
So looks like we got a guy on the stream right now.
Okay.
Hey, guy that's on the stream, if you want to go ahead and sound off in the comments, or the live stream rather.
What did I do with the, there it is, the drill.
Go ahead and probably like tell everybody else that you know, or do what else so we can get some viewers in, cause yeah. But hey, we're just kind of starting out, but hey,
yeah.
Go ahead and sound off in the chat, ask some questions, and go on ahead.
Well, one thing that's interesting here, we put this 65 inches apart because I measured the kayak rack that was over there, and he had his 60 inches apart, but he has small kayaks. And we got that one big one. So I kind of, it should have been about 70 inches apart for the bigger one, and we have one small one. So I kind of just split the difference, and I figured that should work. So now I'll got to screw in this, and I'm putting the one support. It actually kind of has, you know, since we were just on the phone with one of our technicians, because I work on the scales, it actually has something to do with scales, sort of. Because this kayak rack, the shelf is actually acting like a lever. So on the front one I'm going to put underneath the wood, and the back one I'm going to put it on top of the wood, because when you put weight here, it pushes up back there. So I'll put the other support on top because it will hold it from going up, and here it'll hold it from going down. So it's kind of something interesting to know when you're building something. You got to really think about it, because sometimes you put stuff together and things don't hold together as well as you had hoped. Just like that there. It'd be nice if I could have Dominic helping me. Could you maybe come and hold this, because it's really difficult out here with this.
Oh boy, oh boy.
With the ground and everything. This is not like doing it on a cement floor.
Nope.
It's very much harder for me to do.
I'll have to find a spot where I can put the webcam, where it can hold a permanent position.
How's that?
That could be good. Hopefully this thing doesn't start rolling on me and falling and stuff.
I think we'll be good. Just hold that A-frame from moving, or half A-frame. This is kind of a pain in the butt. Should have just done a non-live Grandpa Joe show doing this. Would have been easier. But we're doing it now. We are doing it. Well, anyway, we'll get. Well, yeah, this is kind of really a pain. It wasn't falling around or nothing in the garage when I started putting it together there. Okay, there's that. Getting closer now where it's going to start self.
Looks like we got a chat message.
We did.
Once we get this all screwed in, I'll come and see what you said. All right. If you can hear me through the impact driver. Here, let's see if
okay, yeah, we're good there.
Check right now to see if
yeah, you can get back over there.
Hey Alex, how you doing?
Hey, Alex. Okay.
Done. So, Alex, if you don't mind, go on ahead and do me a favor. Go ahead and see if you could tell anybody else to see if they could come in the stream, or there could be somebody. There could be some other. Hi. So could you do me a favor, Alex, and two concurrent viewers. All right.
Alrighty.
It's going up. Already did. All right.
Okay. Yeah. Now
Do it via Instagram or do something else. And don't forget to say that the link is in my bio.
Whatever all that stuff means, I'm just gonna keep on working on this kayak rack.
But hey, we got 2 viewers so far.
Yeah, and it's starting.
It's concurrent, by the way.
It is starting to come together.
Like, it's saying 2 concurrent viewers, so there's 2 people watching at the same time right now.
Oh, really?
The number of playbacks is 5, which translates over to 5 views.
Okay. So that one's there.
Yeah.
And we got so much junk around here. I don't know how we can have a whole yard here. Well, it's kind of a tight area in this yard.
It kind of is.
Yeah. And like I say, actually, Dominic's not even in our yard. He's in Matt's yard.
Technically.
Trespassing.
Yeah. Trespassing on private property. Well, I have really nothing else to walk around on without having to have my computer out of view.
I don't think Matt's going to care. Okay.
It's true.
So I think, somehow or another, I think it's a little bit cattywampus here. It doesn't look quite
Border crossing, basically.
but it should be 65 inches.
Are we going this way or this?
What do you mean?
Are we going
Well, now,
this way?
yeah, the next shelf's going to go here, but what I'm going to do is kind of build, because I don't know exactly where the second shelf needs to go. So we got to put the, Dominic, why don't you give me a hand? Let's move some of this material out here. Maybe grab my cell phone for a second, and yeah, so don't fall in the drink. Move this out. There goes my nice DeWalt impact driver. Okay, come over here, Dominic. Grab one half of the kayak. Okay. You know what? I think you could have a little bit of a problem. I think you're going to run into the table. Come back. I tried to pull this other stake out, or this fence post out, but it is really stuck in the... So we'll just have to move this down a little bit.
Notice that there could be actually other people watching, but they're just not signed into their accounts right now.
I don't think that's going to work either. It's going to... right about here, maybe. This is for now, until I move that fence post. We're going to set it here. Okay, now I'll pick it up again. I don't know, are we going to be able to make it? Put this fence post up.
Oh boy.
We got that table set up in the wrong spot.
Yeah, we kind of did.
Yeah. Can you move the table out a little bit?
See if I can try.
Should be able to. Here, let me give you a hand.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't do that. Okay. Alrighty. Hopefully it won't ruin our reception. Grab it. Grab the other side. Let's get it farther out.
Bushes.
You're all right now. I don't know what's making that staticky noise.
That was a nail.
Oh. A nail making a static noise.
It was rolling grounded on the table, so.
I know, but it didn't sound like static. Okay. So here we go. We have now got kayak shelf 1 done. Okay. Now,
Except we're kind of encroaching on his property a bit.
I could saw those off a little bit.
Oh, you're gonna.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why the circle saw's there.
If you notice, the kayak is all behind his thing. Do you see that?
Just by like a bare minimum.
About as bare minimum as it gets, but it's a pretty bare minimum around here, and we don't even know these borders around here that well anyway. Whether that fence post could be 3 inches this way, could be 1 foot this way, 1 foot that way. I don't know. So, and I already talked with Matt, and he doesn't care. So that's that story. End of that. Okay. Now we've got to put the next shelf. I brought some more wood.
This could probably serve as a how-to guide for how to build a kayak rack.
Yes, it is.
I find this interesting. There's probably somebody watching right now, actually, kind of holding on.
So that goes there. I suppose I could just saw this one in half like I did the last one, and then we'll cut it to size after it's on there. So these boards are 8 footers. Yeah.
If I make a quick switch back.
Oh, I'm gonna be going over here, you know.
What? I thought my phone was
48 inches.
So you're kind of like a silent part of this show here,
I
but
got a nail in my mouth.
what?
I got a nail in my mouth.
You got a nail in your mouth.
Yeah.
Just don't hammer yourself, okay? You're not.
That is a good point.
You're not a piece of wood.
Actually, it was not a nail. It was a screw. And don't tell me what I shouldn't do with that.
Please.
Okay. Here we go.
It seems like my webcam likes to do this weird flashing white thing every so often, but that is out of my control. I don't know why it likes to do that, but
Okay,
it does.
here we go.
Rip headphone users. I just turned down the volume on the mic so it's not so loud on your end.
I just found out that was a board that I already had another measurement on.
Oops.
So this one here, I would have to say.
Watch out, you were stepping on my charging cord because it yanked the battery back. Like, it yanks the little converter back.
Boy, I'll tell you what, it is not easy doing a Grandpa Joe show.
It's not easy.
It's not as easy as you would ever think. Oh, this one has to be on the inside. Okay, and like I said, we kind of just wing a little bit of this stuff as far as where it's gonna go. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get this inside here. I think everybody's kayaks are gonna be just a little bit different. So I'm gonna put this one up about here, as long as, there we go. It'd be a lot nicer to have this in a nice steady place. Okay, and of course I left the screw wrench over there.
I don't know how it looks on the live stream because I can't really tell without like starting to lag and stuff. So if the stream looks kind of it's just because my computer is it kind of doesn't like doing it. But let's see what I can do. Is that I should probably knock it down probably to like 30 FPS, but I can't do that without having to go offline and go to a commercial break.
So what, do you think it's lagging?
I don't know, it seems like it likes to drop frames a little bit, and I think might have to do further streams than 30 FPS instead of 60. But you know, hopefully later down the line I'll find out what to do.
I got a bent screw here.
Oh boy.
Try this one. This is not very simple. Well, it's simple, but it's not simple. It would be simple if I was on the garage floor doing it. But I guess this is the realistic place where it's going to be going, basically. Got that screw there. Okay, now, can you hand me the tape measure?
Yeah.
Instead of me crawling around back and forth. There, it's got a release for that. Yeah. I'm going to measure from the bottom, or from the top of this to here is 39 inches. So that means from the top of this don't seem right. Hand me that T-square. Last time I think I made it square. Oh, that's not a T-square, it's a square. T-square actually looks like a T. This is just a square.
It looks like an L square.
I don't know if they call it an L square, but it sure looks like an L square.
It does. I don't think that's the proper terminology, so...
It is just a square.
It's just a square.
So anyway... Right there is where it's going to go. That should be the same as the other one, which it is. There we go. I'm going to draw a quick line here so I don't lose my spot. Well, I don't know who else is watching. Probably everybody got bored by now.
I don't know. It's like sometimes we get viewers, sometimes we don't, sometimes we get two, sometimes we don't. It's kind of like going in and out, in and out.
If anybody has any suggestions that to improve on my kayak rack, they can tell me. What?
Yeah. Also, like, I'll try to see what we can do in regards to the live streams.
That one. Okay, one more. Over here. Since this one is...
Why am I not receiving data, bro? There it goes.
outside. It'd be a lot easier just to be having this on the floor.
Yeah. I think maybe our future episodes could probably be pre-recorded ones.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that the live shows can be left for vacation. Because I think editing and everything else will be a lot better.
Yeah, probably.
Yep.
And probably in a lot better quality too.
I think that is the key. You gotta have quality. Nobody's gonna want to watch it if it's not quality.
Yeah, quality, not quantity.
Yep. There you have it. Okay. Can you come over here a minute?
Oh.
Right from here down 44 inches. Hold this, like you're gonna have to hold it here. Like hold it together both sides. Go, can't move. I wasn't trying to move. I know you weren't. Don't even breathe. Okay. Don't even breathe. Drill bit. Here we go. T-square. Down. Sweet. Isn't that nice how that works? Yeah. A little simple tool like a T-square. Well, it's not a T-square. I keep calling it a T-square. So, yeah, I know. Well, we'll find a spot. You can just go. I've been only putting one screw in. I may go back over with the screws and stuff later on. Because they're not really going in real well. Maybe it's just this, my screwdriver bit's not any good. So that's that. So now, we got to cut a couple 65 inches for over here.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to need at least one cross support to square it up. But let's see how that kayak looks. We'll set it on here. Yeah. Okay. We're actually, go ahead and make sure you're not off the screen. Got to keep on talking or nobody's going to want to watch.
Yeah. So,
Okay. But I basically conceded it's going to work, but we'll put it up there anyway.
it's almost working. Just need to point it to the ground.
What's that?
Just need to pin it to the ground, or what would it be? Are we gonna put this thing over here?
What thing?
Alright, okay, so,
There we are.
Alright.
Our kayak rack will work.
We will probably have to pin it into the ground then.
No, I don't think so. I think I'll be able to put a couple cross supports on to hold it from going back and forth.
Yeah.
And it'll be all set.
Okay.
There'll be no problem. So you got the basic gist. And maybe on the next show we'll show the finished product.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's too much more to show about building a kayak rack than that. So what else are we going to talk about?
I tried looking for the paper and I couldn't find it.
Your paper? You didn't... Well, you were hoping that this would just eat up all the time, huh?
No, I wasn't hoping. I was just saying, like I just couldn't find it unless you moved it to the bedroom. I didn't check there yet.
No, I didn't do anything with any papers. So, anyway, yeah, we did have another Korean lesson, and one of the things we were talking about was, you know, because annyeonghaseyo and annyeonghaseyo, there's two different ways of saying. It's kind of like hello and goodbye, or and it means basically it kind of means go in peace. Basically, is what it means. But that's how all Koreans say goodbye. They say go in peace. Kind of interesting. Sure is a nice way to say goodbye. You know, peace be with you. So I like that. And anything else you gotta think of there, Dominic?
Honestly, in my brain, tell you what, let's see here. Honestly, I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but yeah. I mean, the show's...
See, it's been a long day, long weekend.
It has been, yeah.
It's been so hot. It's a little bit cooler right now, but it's still very muggy.
Yeah, I mean, this is bearable because we had storms that came through today and basically cooled down the entire state, basically.
Yeah, but it has been one hot, well, it's not really the 4th of July, but it's the unofficial 4th of July weekend. We went out on the lake to watch the fireworks, and that's always a good time. This year they shot them off a little earlier than normal, so we basically were watching them as we were motoring to our spot we usually go. And we also had Dominic's sister Ashley over this weekend, and that was really nice because she brought one of her friends, Ellery, and she brought her over, and we're hoping that she's going to come on our trip down to El Paso, Texas. But the cat's out of the bag. Ashley knows about the motorhome. We had to reveal it to her the other day. So there's no more surprise with that, but she was quite surprised and did like it a lot, and amazed at how much room's in it. And it looks like it. Ashley's got quite a nice friend with that Ellery. That's good to see. It's good to have friends, isn't it? So,
indeed.
That's where we're at. And I if Ryan happens to be watching, I hope he got that scale fixed.
Yep. So anyway, that's basically our project complete. I'll switch back now. And
well, it's not really complete.
Well, it's not really, but
we'll show it to you when it is complete, because it'd be better to have kind of showed this part by part. So not all the extra work that's done into it. But really it didn't take that much work. And I had all the screws in my garage, I had all the wood in my garage, and it was all just basically measuring up and building it. So, and then I even have the paint, because we didn't finish painting the house yet, and I'll paint this thing the same color as the house, so it'll blend right in nice. So that's it. That's the kayak rack. Okay. Is there anything else we have to say, or?
For some reason, give me a second. It looks like up there it goes. All right.
What, did we lose it?
No, I didn't lose it. All right. So honestly, I do not have anything else to say really.
Well,
other than the fact that we'll probably be going back to pre-recorded shows here, and you'll be seeing us in this sort of format from now on, or just like we were originally. But yeah, so yeah, we'll I guess see you on the next episode.
Yeah, well, I think we still will do the live streaming when we go on vacation.
Yeah, we'll still do.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We'll have it off and on but it's too difficult to do a live stream for something like this. It should be edited, so it's enjoyable for the viewers. Because otherwise, it's too much for somebody to sit here and watch our whole project. You got enough projects on your own.
Yeah.
So, without any further ado, I guess we will close off the live stream, close off this Grandpa Joe show. And Dominic, this is where you usually start the closing.
Yep. Well, can I do your part in closing and?
Oh, okay.
Part in closing. All right.
Well, this is the final part of the Grandpa Joe show, and God bless.
Yep. Good night, and God bless. See you in the next episode.